students. In today's session, we are going to discuss about what are the different goals of financial management. Right. We already discussed about functions and decisions of financial management. So, financial management deals with the procurement and utilization or acquiring and utilization of funds, financial resources. And it has to acquire resources from different financial sources, and it has to utilize those sources in the business operations. This is the main aim of any financial manager in the organization. So what is the goal of financial management? What it want to do in the organization? There are two conflicting situations. Sometimes it feels that profit maximization is the main goal of financial management. So, at the time when there is a sole proprietorship concerns are there, at that time they consider that profit maximization is the main important goal for any financial management. So, but the business wants to increase its profit. They consider it is the parameter for the success. And nowadays, simply profit maximization is not completed task. Now, it converted into wealth maximization. Here, the main goal of any business organization or the main goal of the financial management is to increase the value of the shareholders, or it wants to increase the wealth of the shareholders. What the wealth maximization theory says. So, we will go through these discussions in this session. Right? So, goals of financial management is of two types, that is first one profit maximization and the second one wealth maximization. Profit maximization and wealth maximization. Now we are going to discuss these elements. First one, we will consider the profit maximization. How the business organization earning profits. So, it wants to increase the profits. It wants to increase the profitability for the organization. So, profit maximization, it has traditionally been argued that the primary object of company is to earn profit. The primary objective of every business organization is to earn profit. Hence, the objective of financial management is also a profit maximization. It is based on the traditional approach. It is based on the traditional approach. If you ask anyone why you are doing business, firstly they said that I want to earn profit. That is the reason why I am doing business. So, if the business organization wants to earn profit, then the objective of financial management is to maximize that profit. So, the entrepreneur has to ensure optimum utilization of different factors of production such that profit is maximized. Here the entrepreneur or the business person wants to utilize all the factors of production like land, labor, organization and financial resources. All these elements should be used optimally to increase the profits. So, profits provide a yardstick for measuring the performance of any organization. At the traditional time, the profits are treated as a yardstick for measuring the organizational performances. If the profit of the firm is maximized, it will be able to maximize the earning per share, EPS, earning per share. So, profit maximization is a traditional approach in which the organizations mainly focuses on increasing the profitability for the organization by utilizing all the factors of production at optimum level. Right, then what are the favorable arguments for the profit maximization? How it should be the right one in case of some of the favorable arguments. So see that favorable arguments regarding profit maximization. The following important points are support of profit maximization objectives of the business concern. First one, main aim is earning profit. So the business main aim is to earn profit. Second point, profit is the parameter of business operation. Here the profit is treated as a parameter for the business operation. If the profit is high, then the business operations is doing well. If the profit is not going good and the operations are not going good. So profits are treated as a parameter for the business operations, and it indicates efficiency and economic prosperity of business. So it indicates the economic prosperity of the business, and it is one of the favorable argument. And next one, profit reduces risk of business concern. Profit reduces the risk for the business concern, and profit is the main source of finance. Profit is the main source of finance. How it is becomes a source for the finance? Because if the organization is earning profit, that profit is also utilized in the business. If it earns more and more profit, and the funds uses that all the profit in the business operations to increase their operations. Right. So profit is the main source of finance. Those are called as retained earnings, right? And profitability meets the social needs also. It meets the social needs of the business concern. If it want to take some of the actions regarding the employees and regarding the environmental aspects, then it becomes the one of the need to earn profit, right? So these are the favorable arguments. It helps in safeguarding the interest of different stakeholders. Here the word stakeholders, shareholders and stakeholders. Shareholders means the person who purchases shares are called shareholders, and stakeholders means those who have interest in the operations of the business is called stakeholder. Of course, shareholder is also considered as a stakeholder, and in some persons like creditors, banks, financial institutions, employees, and they also possess some interest towards the company. So those all members are called as stakeholders. So stakeholders' interest is safeguarded by the profit maximization. So profit is essential for satisfying social objectives also. A firm, by pursuing the objective of profit maximization, also maximizes social welfare. So these are the favorable arguments for profit maximization. Then what are the unfavorable arguments for profit maximization? So the following important points are against the objectives of profit maximization. Some considers the business goal is to earn profits, but some person saying earning profit is not only the objective of the businesses. So what are those unfavorable arguments for profit maximization? First one, it is argued that profit maximization is a consequence of perfect competition. It is a consequence of perfect competition, and in the face of the imperfect modern markets, it cannot be legitimate objective of the firm. Profit maximization considered as a goal for the organization when it facing the perfect competition. But if there is any imperfect modern markets, it is not considered as a goal for the financial management. And next one, profit maximization leads to exploiting workers and consumers. Here the basic objective of business is to maximize their profit. By way of doing that, they can exploit the workers and even consumers, because they want to minimize their expenditure and they want to increase the profit. So there is a chance for exploiting workers and consumers if you taking as a profit maximization is the goal. And next one, this concept was developed in early of the 19th century when there is only sole trading concerns are there. So all the financing is done by the solely owner or sole trader. But today in the modern scenario, different stakeholders are there. Business is seeking funds from the debenture holders, financial institutions and some other persons also there. So the source of business finance is increased. So if you are treating the profit maximization is the goal for present companies, then the interest of other stakeholders gets diluted. So in the modern business environment, profit maximization is regarded as unrealistic and difficult. Unrealistic and difficult. We cannot consider only the profit maximization. If you consider the profit maximization, it will benefits only for the owners. But in today's business scenario, there are certain other persons, certain other stakeholders are there. We have to safeguard the interest of the other stakeholders also. So it was developed in the 19th century, it was not applicable for the present scenario. And next one is profit maximization creates immoral practices such as corrupt practice, unfair trade practices, etc. Because here the businessman wants to increase the profitability. He wants to increase profits by doing anything which leads to immoral practices, corrupt practices, unfair trade practices. They may exploit the consumers with the cheap products. So all these things to be happens if you take in the profit maximization is the goal for the business organization. And next one, profit maximization objective leads to inequalities among the stakeholders such as customers, suppliers, public shareholders, etc. So these are the drawbacks of the profit maximization. These are the arguments which is unfavorable for the profit maximization. Profit maximization, this theory was developed in early 19th century. At that time only sole trading concerns are there. So all the financing is done by sole trader. Then he wants to increase your profit, he wants to increase his own wealth. But in the today's scenario, we are following the corporate culture. There are different stakeholders. So we have to satisfy all the stakeholders. If you take in the profit maximization, it will only benefits to the owners. So this activity should be avoided in case of unfavorable arguments for profit maximization. And profit maximization object consists of certain drawbacks. It consists of certain drawbacks. What is that? It is vague. Vague means confucius. In this object, profit is not defined precisely or correctly. Maximizing the profit, he said that maximizing the profit, but the word profit is not defined correctly. It creates some unnecessary opinion regarding earning habits of the business concern. So the definition of the profit in the profit maximization is not correctly defined. Next one, it ignores the time value of the money. Here the time value of the money keeps on changes. So we have to consider the time value of the money. Profit maximization does not consider the time value of the money or the net present value of cash flows or the net present values of cash inflows. It leads to certain differences between actual cash flow and net present cash flow during a particular period. So, and next one, it ignores risk. So, profit maximization does not consider risk of the business concern. Risk may be internal or external, which will affect the overall operation of the business concern. Here the objective of the business is considered as a profit maximization, but they are not considered the element of risk. Risk arises may be in the internal factors or the external factors relating to the business. So, it is not considered in the profit maximization theory. So, these are the drawbacks of the profit maximizations. Okay. So, next goal of the business is a wealth maximization. Later on, some years after, we consider wealth maximization is the goal of the financial management because of the drawbacks that a profit maximization have. In modern times, profit maximization is not considered to be an ideal criteria for making investment and financing decisions. So, if you only consider the profit maximization, it is not the correct thing, because you have to identify the time value of the money or the net present value of the money. The prime objective of business entity is to maximize value for its owners. Who are the owners of the company? Shareholders are the owners of the company. Therefore, the ultimate objective of financial management should be wealth maximization. Maximizing the wealth of the shareholders is the main objective of financial management. Wealth maximization means maximizing the net present value in a course of action. The net present value of a course of action is the difference between present value of benefits and the present value of its cost. Here, maximizing the wealth means maximizing the net present value. Net present value is the difference between present value of the benefits and the present value of its cost. The difference between the present value of the benefits and present value of the cost is constituted as a net present value. So, here the wealth maximization focuses to increase the net present value. The financial action which has a positive net present value creates wealth. If a financial action which has a positive net present value creates wealth, and therefore it is a desirable one. On the other hand, a financial action which yields a negative net present value should be rejected. If you are taking an investment decision nothing but investment in the fixed assets. It is a capital budgeting decision. We already discussed in the first session, right? So, in that capital budgeting decision, if you want to install a plant, if you have to calculate the net present value of the benefits and the present value of the cost. If you get the positive return, then you have to accept that proposal. If you get the negative one, you have to refuse that proposal. That is what wealth maximization says, right? So, wealth maximization is also known as value maximization or net present worth maximization. The net present value or wealth can be defined more explicitly in the following way. So, increase in the wealth is equal to present value of cash inflows minus cost. Present values of cash inflows minus cost. So, see this is the formula for calculating present value of cash inflows, where F1 and F2 represent the stream benefits expected to occur if a course of action is adopted, and CO is the cost of the action and K is the appropriate discount rate. So C constitute as the cost of the action, F and F2 are the C's as the benefits, and discount rate treated as a K. By using this formula, we can get the present value of cash inflows, and W is the net present worth or wealth, which is the difference between present worth of the wealth of the stream of benefits and its initial cost. Right. Then, what are the favorable arguments for wealth maximization? Wealth maximization is superior to profit maximization because the main aim of business concern under this concept is to improve the value or wealth of the shareholders. So, wealth maximization considered as a superior for the profit maximization. Here, the wealth of the shareholders should be improved according to this concept. And second one, wealth maximization considers the comparison of the value to cost associated with business concern. Total value detected from total cost incurred for the business operation. It provides extract value of business concern because we are considering here the present value of benefits and present value of cost. Right. Next one, wealth maximization considers both time and risk of the business concern. But in case of profit maximization, they are not considered the risk factor. But here the wealth maximization considers both time and risk factors because the time value of the money is changes. So, it has to consider the time values and the risk factor for the business concern. Wealth maximization provides efficient allocation of resources. We already discussed it, right? If we are getting positive net present values, then we have to approve the proposal. If we are getting negative net present value, then we have to reject that proposal. So, by calculating that, we can provide efficient allocation of our financial resources in the organization, and it ensures the economic interest of the society. So, these are the favorable arguments of wealth maximization. And next one, unfavorable arguments for wealth maximization. Is there any unfavorable arguments regarding wealth maximization? Yes, of course, there is some of the unfavorable arguments. That is, wealth maximization leads to perspective idea of business concern, but it may not suitable to present day business activities. It assumes that the market price of the shares of a company is directly influenced by the financial decision. But in the real world, situation is assumption does not hold a good because company specific factors, there are several economy specific factors as well as industry specific factors which influences the market value of the shares. So, in the wealth maximization, what a financial manager considers is only the financing decision will affect the shareholders' wealth, but it is not the correct one. Here the shareholders' wealth means earning per share, right? So, there are several other factors which also influence the wealth of the shareholders. It may be related to the company factors or it may be related to the industry in which the company operates. So, only financing decision will affect the wealth of the shareholders is not the right assumption in nowadays. And next one, second point, wealth maximization is nothing. It is also a profit maximization. It is the indirect name of profit maximization. Of course, right. Here what we are saying, we have to increase the wealth of the shareholders. How you will increase the wealth of the shareholders? If the organization is getting more profits, then the wealth of the shareholders are increases. So, someone says that wealth maximization is nothing, it is a profit maximization and it is an indirect name of the profit maximization. Some people consider like this. And the third point, wealth maximization creates ownership management controversy. Here ownership is different from management, right? Sometimes the managers may be guided by their personal considerations like rewards, incentives, etc. In that situation, it would not be possible for managers to act in the best interest of the owners to maximize the wealth of the company. So here owners is different from management. So managers sometimes they may be guided by their personal aspects like rewards and incentives. If they are not providing correctly, they are not focused on the business operations even. So then the wealth of the owners cannot be increases. So it creates a ownership and management controversy. And next one, management alone enjoys certain benefits. Only management will enjoy the benefits, not other stakeholders. And the ultimate aim of wealth maximization objective is to maximize the profit, right? Simply right. If you want to increase the wealth of the shareholders, then you have to get more and more profit, which means you have to maximize the profit. And sixth one, wealth maximization can be activated only with the help of the profitable position of the business concern. So here the wealth maximization is done if the organization is having profitable position. So these are the unfavorable arguments regarding wealth maximization, right? So then what are the difference between the profit maximization and wealth maximization? So these are some differences. The first point of difference, profit maximization and wealth maximization. Concept wise differences. In the profit maximization involves maximization of difference between revenue and cost. Profit is nothing but the difference between revenue and cost. So profit maximization involves maximization of difference between revenue and cost. And the wealth maximization concept. Wealth or value maximization involves maximization of net present value. That is the difference between present value of cash flows and cash cost incurred. It calculates the present value of the cash flows and cost incurred, and the difference should be considered as a wealth. Okay. And the second point, objective. Profit maximization considers profit as the most appropriate performance of a business. So it considers if the company is doing well, which is nothing but it is getting more profits. So profit maximization considers profits as the most appropriate performance of business. In the wealth maximization objective, the shareholders' wealth is used as the most appropriate indicator for measuring the performance of the company. In case of wealth maximization, the shareholders' wealth is considered as the parameter for the performance of the company. Okay. And the third differentiating factor, approach. It is a quantitative approach, as risk and uncertainty are not considered. Here they consider only profits at the difference between the benefits and cost, but they are not considered the risk and time value. Coming to the wealth maximization, it is a quantitative as well as qualitative approach. It has both the approaches because it considers the degree of certainty which the value of may be generated. Here in the wealth maximization, it considers both risk and time value of the money. That's why it is treated as a quantitative and a qualitative approach. And next point, market. In the profit maximization, the existence of perfect market competition in the product is assumed in case of profit maximization objective. So profit maximization is relevant to the perfect competition in the product. Coming to the wealth maximization, the existence of an efficient capital market is assumed at the time of recognizing wealth maximization as the objective of financial management. And time, profit maximization ignores the difference in the time pattern of the profit earned. But wealth maximization, this approach considers the time dimensions in the measuring wealth of the organization. In next point, risk. The profit maximization objective does not consider the risk associated with the prospective earning stream. But wealth maximization objective takes into account the risk associated with the future stream of benefits. So, in the profit maximization, the risk factor does not considered by the analyst, but in the wealth maximization, the risk factor is associated with the future stream of benefits. And acceptability, this approach is not acceptable to all interest groups as it promotes inequality between various groups. This approach is not acceptable to all interest groups. It is not accepted by all the stakeholders. But in case of wealth maximization, this approach is intensively accepted by various groups as maximization of wealth also maximizes the financial interest of all the groups. So, these are the basic difference between the profit maximization theory and wealth maximization theory. So, profit maximization and wealth maximization, these are considered as a financial goals of the financial management. But today we are following that wealth maximization. So, every business wants to increase the wealth of the shareholders. So, profit maximization is a theory which is developed in the early 19th century, and now we are using a wealth maximization, right. So, these are the goals of financial management. Hope all of you are getting the class. Thank you.